What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? This your boy Enlightened Luciferian coming at y'all once again. Enjoyed my birthday month. Enjoyed July. Chilling. I'm chilling. I'm off the road. I'm back in my bag, man. Back in my bag. So, people, I hope you guys enjoyed your little holiday, your little friend, your little fun, sent your family back home. Now it's time to get back to work. But before I proceed, I also want to say this before I proceed. Please, people, I'm going to say this one more time. If you email me with specific intent to contact me, please, again, in the subject line, put the topic. Don't go trying to put questions and answers and shit like that in the email. Listen. Those emails I don't respond to because I know I said it in previous videos. Please don't put that stuff in there because that's not what my platform is for. I don't have time to sit here and answer questions on an individual specific basis that have to do with you and your particular problems, because that's what consultations are for. That's what consultations are for. Please, people, I ask this one more time. One more time. Be specific in your emails, detail it specifically, and I'll be more than glad to get back to you. Now, today, or tonight, this evening, it's going to be the missing 13th of the Constitution for the United States. Now, Amendment 13, passed by Congress May 1st, 1810, ratified December 9th, 1812. This is what the original Constitution says, but this has been removed because this is a part of history that most people don't know about. It says, if any citizen of the United States shall accept, claim, receive, or retain any title of nobility or honor, or shall without consent of Congress accept and retain any present pension, office, or emolument of any kind whatever from any emperor, king, prince, or foreign power, such person shall cease to be a citizen of the United States, and shall be incapable of holding any office of trust or profit under them, or either of them. Considerable controversy surrounds this amendment. The official position of the federal government is that it was never ratified. But in the past few years, we have also figured out there's more than ample evidence that it shows that the amendment was properly ratified on December 9, 1812, and if not then, certainly no later than March 10, 1819. So, what you have in your property, as far as your own constitutional authority, is not the Constitution. You have a redacted and a reformed version of what you think the Constitution really is. And that's the very sad part, because you think that you really had it and you really didn't. Special note, there's been a lot of discussion over the years about the fact that this amendment was established to prohibit members of the Bar Association from participating in the government offices. If that were the sole purpose for this amendment, it is wasted energy. The so-called founding fathers were much more than straightforward in that no senator or representative shall, during the terms for which he was elected, be appointed to hold any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall have been created, or the emoluments whereof shall have been increased during such time. And no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either house during his continuance of office. Article 1, Section 6, Paragraph 2, Constitution for the United States, not of. This provision was established to maintain the clear dividing line that had been drawn between the three branches of the government. Violation of this provision creates a direct conflict of interest, because members of the bar would be officers of the court and the judiciary branch and members of the legislature and the legislative branch. History. For over 50 years, the 13th Amendment was included in the publications of the Constitution for the United States, lowercase. Many states, territories, and even the federal government itself printed copies of the Constitution containing this amendment. It was unlawfully removed by persons unknown for their own personal greed and aggrandizement. Even though it was properly ratified, it appears it was never enforced. Thus, all laws, treaties, appointments of officers to government positions, and other actions of the federal government since 1812 are of questionable validity and may therefore be null and void. You can examine for yourself the images of various documents that provide conclusively the validity of the 13th Amendment. It is very interesting to note that only the 13th, 14th, and 15th, and 16th articles of amendment had numbers assigned to them at the time of ratification. The reason behind the numbering was to ensure that the removal of the validity existing 13th Amendment was fully hidden by the proposed and wrongfully numbered new 13th Amendment. To have just numbered the new proposed amendment as the 13th and then not number any others would have called attention to the facts surrounding the situation. Whoever was behind the removal of the valid 13th Amendment had to number the next few amendments so as to further hide their unlawful actions. This amendment was for the specific purpose of banning participation in government operations by attorneys and bankers who claimed the title of nobility or esquire. These people had joined the International Bar Association or the International Bankers Association and owed their allegiance to the King of England. Banning titles of nobility began in the Articles of Confederation, continued in 2 places in the Constitution, and finally was added as an amendment to the Constitution. An amendment that was needed as the other bans had no teeth in them to punish those persons who chose to ignore the constitutional laws. And that's a fundamental primary fact, people. That's why I said it in my previous video. It was talking about the involuntary servitude. You have to realize I said that for a reason. And now you see this video, you can go back to that video. And then you can go back to that video. And go all the way, previously to the other videos that I actually spoke about these contexts. I know I spoke about this context. I know I spoke about these processes. I know I spoke about these historical occurrences. But nobody listens. It is what it is. My channel is just to educate and inform. It is not to gain a platform of fame. It is not to sit here and turn around and say, hey, I'm the most knowledgeable individual on these subjects. No, I'm not. I'm a factual person. And I read from documentation that, of course, are valid and indeed are actually, for people who have contacted me via email, can see for themselves that what I'm saying is true, are indeed factual. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States was proposed to the legislatures of several states by the 11th Congress, second session, on the 1st of May, 1810. Now, everyone that's a historian who actually does their research know that that's a very sacred day to the Feast of Beltane, which they call May Day, which is also the adherence to the system of the Communist Manifesto, which basically is still nothing more than an arm inside of the mechanism for the agenda to basically make you a slave, people. It doesn't matter what color you are. If they believe the concept of it and you don't know about that concept, you're going to lose. April 30th, 1812, Louisiana became the 18th state of the Union, but it not consulted on the pending constitutional amendment, although Louisiana recognized the validity of the 13th Amendment by publishing the Constitution in its law books in 1825 and again in 1855. June 12th, 1812, the War of 1812 begins. June 12th, 1812. Governor Plummer of New Hampshire sends a letter to New Hampshire legislature accompanied by letters of the chief executive officers of Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and Vermont indicating ratification of the 13th Amendment by their state. Virginia thus is shown to have properly ratified the amendment. Discounting the letter from Governor Plummer of New Hampshire also requires that Senate record from New Hampshire also be discarded. There is no basis under which any reasonable argument can be proposed whereby it can be shown that both the governor and secretary for the Senate were both lying. Even if the New Hampshire information is wrong, Virginia printed a copy of the Constitution showing the 13th Amendment in its law books in 1819. This date is the date, if no earlier, can be confirmed. December 9th, 1812, New Hampshire ratifies the 13th Amendment, the 13th of the 13 states required. 13, 13, 13. So now, people, ratification was completed on December 9th, 1812, which was the year before 1813. I'll get to 13th Amendment Part 2. I'm not going to cover too much of it because I really don't want to swamp you people too much with too much information at one time. It would be most unfair if I did this because, like I said before, some people had to play these videos over and over again. Some people are new to the channel, and some people are old to the channel, but still have not caught up with the concept. So I plan on uploading as much as I can within this week and as often as I can. But unfortunately, might have company in my next few videos because, unfortunately, I do have to babysit quite often little people. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. But it's quite all right because I don't mind. They're cool. So you might see them in the video too. It is what it is. But people, as I said before, on a serious notion, if you contact me via email, please, people, please be mindful that I do not have time to screen emails with useless bullshit. Serious. I don't. I do not. And I won't. Period. My time is precious. My time is valuable. And that time is of the essence because guess what? I will not stop moving. And I will not allow other people to stop me either. Take care, y'all. Y'all stay tuned for 13th Amendment Part 2. The missing 13th Amendment Part 2. And peace. I love y'all. If you haven't subscribed, please do. But guess what, agents? Still cooking. Take care. Peace. Love y'all.